You have to help me. He's gonna kill me. Jay, you don't have to do this. If you put the gun down now, we can help you. There's no helping me. He killed Adam, and who's gonna try and kill me, and who knows how many other people. I know you think that, Jay, but it isn't true. It's the pills. There's something wrong with them. They're making you angry, tricking your mind into making connections that aren't there. No, this man's a liar and a monster. He killed the man who saved my life. Adam risked his life to save mine in Iraq. He told me that I could thank him by taking advantage of my second chance to build a better life for myself after the war. This maggot murdered people. I have to kill him no matter what happens to me afterwards. It's what Adam would have wanted. Nope. Yep. Well, Adam saved you because he wanted you to live a good life, Jay. He wouldn't want you to squander your second chance by dying or sitting in prison for the rest of your life. But Dan was using my shot. He put something in that clock that made Adam kill all those people. That made Adam kill himself. Wait, Dan Starkweather is the Dan who came in every couple of days to admire the clock with the secret compartment? Well, that's the antique clock that Karen Sosa gave you. Karen? Last thing I remember is having cookies with Karen. We argued on the phone, but she brought cookies to apologize. Then everything was foggy. We are safe now, Mr. Steiman. Agent, I'll take care of Steinman. You and Torres should question Dan Starkweather about his connection to Karen Sosa. Oh man, that's not good. Poor guy. We kind of already know what's going on. Well, thank you for saving me. That nutcase just stormed in. I thought I was going to... Mr. Starkweather, I know you've been through a traumatic experience, but we have some questions we need to ask you. Were you using the clock in Jay Steiman's shop to pack coded messages to Karen Sosa? That's a contradiction. We know you're lying about Karen Sosa. You will have one chance to tell us the truth. I like antiques. That's not a crime. I'm the victim here. I have nothing more to say to you. If you want anything else, you need to speak to my lawyer. Oh, these guys lawyering up. Starkweather may have lawyered up, but lucky for us, this whole building is a crime scene. We should search his office for something that links him to Karen Sosa. Nice. Alright, so we have tablet, painting, wreath, candy bowl, paper shredder's definitely going to be a clue, and then the globe. Good job finding Dan Starkweather's tablet. Looks like it's password protected. We should have ARM decrypt it. And let's see if there's any link between Starkweather and Sosa. And there's a batch of reports jammed in this paper shredder. Let's get it back to the post office and see if we can reconfigure the reports that Starkweather was trying to shred when Jay attacked. We should also take another look at that antique shop to see if we can figure out a timeline of events leading up to Steinman's breakdown. Hello, Agent. I called to let you know that Mr. Reddington has been throwing all his best resources into learning more about the Silent Partner. He's uncovered a few items of interest. While the Silent Partner clearly isn't picky about the businesses they target, provided the potential earnings are high, they appear to specialize in sabotaging medical companies. Their most recent target was a corporation that sold specialized medical equipment to hospitals. I believe that the Silent Partner has a medical background. Their knowledge in this field allows them to convincingly infiltrate the companies they sabotage. I'll give you a call if we learn anything further. Oh, brother. It's probably the leader of Warrior Pharmaceuticals. Okay, I'm never good with this stuff. Pharmaceutical. Before the attack, Starkweather was trying to shred a bunch of Starkweather stock reports. There's a lot of shares changing hands. All sheds need some time to do financial audit of these reports. Looks like shady business. have to catch Jay Steiman the snap and take Dan Starkweather hostage. We need to figure out what it was so we can find the person responsible. You should check Steiman's shop for anything useful. Hopefully find those cookies. There's gotta be something we can use to connect Jay's breakdown to Sosa. We just need to find it. Agreed. Computer. That's new. And the cookies are new. Stahl's umbrella. Lock. Violin. Let's check Jay's desktop computer for anything that could help us figure out why he decided to try and kill Dan Starkweather. And play the cookies. Steiman mentioned having cookies with Karen Sosa. We should check them out to see if this is how Sosa drugged Jay. I'm pretty sure that we know that happened. We do bottom left this time. Still got 6 energy, not bad. Looks like somebody's added a strange powder to this cookie. Based on the look of it, my guess is that it's the same variety of tainted TSG drug that made Adam Haynes lose control. So Karen Sosa drugged Jay Steiman and then convinced him to try and take down Dan Starkweather. We need to stop her before she can start again. Strike again. Alright guys, we'll grab some stars, finish this stuff off. I'll be right back. This has been Pacini's Idiot. Au revoir. Alright folks, Pacini's Idiot, we are back. Let's finish some of this stuff off. I was able to break through the encryption on Starkweather's tablet. Buried behind a partition in 2 different firewalls was a slew of confidential information on the Warrior Pharmaceuticals drug trial. The only way Starkweather would have had such sensitive information is if he has a mole inside Warrior Pharmaceuticals. The anti-clock proved that he was sending messages to Karen Sosa. It looks like she was providing him info on the drug trials. She either gave him the information so Starkweather could arrange a deal with the silent partner, or she is the silent partner. Good work, agents. You need to confront Starkweather with this information. If he can lead us to the silent partner, then we can prevent their next attack. I was able to analyze the Starkweather stock report. It appears that Dan Starkweather transferred a large volume of Starkweather stock to an unknown party. Rain told us that the silent partner preferred method of payment was large, untraceable batches of company stock. This stock transfer is the smoking gun. Starkweather hired the silent partner to take down Warrior Pharmaceuticals. Nice. Nice. And Karen used this computer to monitor everything Jay did online. She even had the camera set to record him. She also had this machine aliased to a remote portal. She was controlling this computer from a remote source. I tracked her communications and found she was using proxies to hide behind a false IP address. Then a false IP address doesn't help us pin her down. Actually, it can. We can use it to pinpoint her actual IP address. I'll need your help, agent. You will, huh? I'll be happy to help. Well, you did it. You found Karen Sosa's true IP address. Arab, can you pin this IP address to a location? Already done. It's a house in Southeast DC. This could be Sosa's main hideout. Sosa's a hacker. Nice. Starkweather, we found some damaging evidence in your office. Care to explain why this was on your tablet? Show it to him, agent. This confidential information belongs to your chief rival, Warrior Pharmaceuticals. If you want protected custody until we can figure out who tried to have you killed, you'll tell us how you got it. Fine, I'll help you, but I can't go to jail. Deal? If we didn't get the PTSD contract, I was going to be fired. An associate put me in touch with Karen Sosa and we made a deal. Nothing drastic, just enough for us to get our drug through trials first. So Karen Sosa is the silent partner. You hired her to sabotage the test subjects, leading to their violent outbursts? No, I didn't know. It was supposed to be a placebo. They wouldn't get worse, but they wouldn't get better either. Meanwhile, our patient's conditions would improve, and we'd be given the contract. What about Adam Haynes? When did you know he was going to attack the harbor tunnel? The bombing? I had nothing to do with that. I didn't even know about it until I saw it on the news, but by then it was too late. I tried to cut Karen off, but she refused to make contact. But you already had transferred the Starkweather stock to her, so she sent Jay Steiman to kill you to eliminate any loose ends. Yes, except I didn't transfer the stock to her. It was a shell corporation. Look, all I really know is that Karen used Jay Steiman's shop as her base of operations. That's why she always made me leave notes in that clock. Well, if Karen was using Steiman's shop as her base of operations, maybe there's something he saw that could help us figure out our next move. We should talk to Jay again. Man, this is getting nuts. Hey, Mr. Steiman, can you remember anything about your last meeting with Karen Sosa? She kept saying she wasn't involved, that it was Dan Starkweather, that he was the one who had killed Adam. She said that over and over. It made me so angry. She was preconditioning you. Once the medication took hold, she knew you would channel that rage, that you would kill Dan Starkweather. Oh, goodness. Karen Sosa is accelerating her attacks, which could mean that she's trying to tie up all loose ends before she disappears. We need to stop her before she can hurt anyone else. Wow. Well, as always, hello, Agent. Have you managed to find anything about the whereabouts of the silent partner? Nice. Mr. Reddington will be very pleased with this information. I'll make the proper arrangements so Karen Sosa can't slip through our fingers again. There you are, Agent. Some associates of mine have been watching the location where you said Karen Sosa was hiding, but so far there's been no sign of her. We don't have time to wait around for her to strike again. We should get over there and confiscate anything that can disrupt her next move. My thoughts exactly. I've already arranged us a ride over to the drab, dingy space that Sosa's been utilizing. Let's go. Why do hackers always gather in basements? Does the internet stop working once you have a decent view? And everything is always so cluttered. If you can steal millions from an online bank, surely you can spring for a cleaning service. Well, enough chit-chat. We need to find something that will lead us to Sosa before she strikes again. So, I don't work with hackers, but I definitely work with people in IT. And the reason that they work usually in basements is because it's usually quiet. Car radio. Nice. Blueprints. Oil. I see the wristwatch. And boots. Yeah, there. Wow. Took a little bit of time. Good work finding these destroyed blueprints. Let's reassemble them at the post office. I bet they'll lead us to Sosa's next target. And this electronic car radio has been rewired. Could someone like this be how Sosa manipulated Haynes into blowing up his car in the tunnel? Could radios factor into her next attack? And Karen Sosa's birth certificate, it almost looks real, but by the smell, I'd venture she aged it by soaking it in tepid coffee. It gives a yellow look, but is more than a little amateurish. Well, if that birth certificate is fake, then we need to figure out Karen Sosa's real identity. 2 good ideas in 1 week. Oh my. Agent Torres, it's almost becoming a habit. And speaking of habits, I'm late for my afternoon tea. Good day, agents. Let's get this evidence back to the post office. We have to get a step ahead of Sosa if we're trying to stop her. Oh, nice. Analyze, examine. This goes up here, this goes down here, this goes here. That, 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 and that. Nice. Nice job reassembling the destroyed blueprints. It looks like these are for a ventilation system. Sosa must be planning to use a ventilation system in her next attack. These blueprints aren't labeled, though. We have to figure out where she's going to attack. Maybe Jay Steiman can help us out. It's probably a shop. Mr. Steinman, we think this item is the key to Karen Sosa's next attack. Show him, Agent. Blueprints for a ventilation system. Karen had been going on and on about how she was trying to convince her boss that they needed to redesign their vents. Do you know why? Something about airborne agents. Maybe they were worried about something they were testing being blown through the vents to the rest of the building. Sosa wasn't trying to prevent something. She was planning to use a ventilation system at Warrior Pharmaceuticals to spread or alter medication throughout the building. Oh, snap. That's not good. We need to stop this. But I'm going to finish up this classified document, and I'm going to finish up the hacker basement scene. So I'll see you guys all in a little bit. This has been Pitching 88. Au revoir.